You touched what belonged to Hera and were cursed forever. You run, naked, covered in blood, feathers, and sweat. The ground trembles beneath your bare feet, as if Olympus itself rejects your existence. Behind you, the sound, not of footsteps, but claws. Long nails scraping the marble of sacred halls, and then the scream. It's not human, it's not animal, it's something that used to be you. Because what's chasing you was born inside your own body. It all began when you touched what you never should have. A sacred object, hidden among golden statues and perfumed mist, buried deep inside the most forbidden temple in all of Greece. Something Hera hid, even from the other gods, and you touched it. It only lasted a second, a moment of desire, curiosity, hunger. But the gods do not forgive touches or desires on what is theirs, especially when what's theirs still holds the memory of betrayal. Now, your body bleeds from the eyes, your nails fall off, feathers burst from your back, but there are no wings, only pain, only transformation, only punishment. You're not being hunted by a monster, you are becoming one. And the only one who can stop it is the one who started it, the Queen of Heaven, the goddess of marriage, fury, possession. Hera smiles from the heights of the temple. She knew someone would come. She waited, and now she watches you unravel piece by piece. Today, you'll discover how the desire of one mortal created one of the most feared monsters in Greek mythology, and why Hera still hides this secret from the gods themselves. Do you run, or face the goddess who turns love into a curse?
The scent is sweet, ambrosia, but there's blood in the air too. Fresh, warm, yours. You're kneeling. The white marble of the hall is cracked, as if it can no longer bear witness to what it saw. Your hands tremble. Your fingers don't feel like yours anymore. Your skin splits. Your veins burn. In front of you, Hera, seated on a golden throne engraved with serpents. Her blue veil flows without wind, as if even the air obeys her will. She smiles. Not with anger, with anticipation, like someone watching a vase crack, knowing it's only seconds from shattering. Behind her, the temple crumbles in silence. Statues fall, flowers wither, but one remains untouched. At the center of the altar, wrapped in threads of light and shadow, the statue you touched. It wasn't the most beautiful, nor the oldest, but you felt something in it, something alive. And now you understand. It wasn't just a relic, it was a trap, a trophy, a warning, a sentence. But the question still echoes in your mind, hammering like your frantic heartbeat. Why would a goddess guard a common statue as if it were a prize of war? The answer is coming. It lives inside you now, tearing, devouring, reborn. And Hera, unbothered, simply watches, as if she's seen this 1,000 times and still finds it beautiful.
The silence in the hall is heavy, but inside you, the sound is deafening. Pulses, cracks, bones reshaping into something that should never have been born. Hera rises. The light from the throne doesn't follow her. She drags it with her, as if the gold of the heavens were her personal shadow. She walks toward the statue, light steps, as if going to visit someone dear, or bury a body. You thought it was just marble, didn't you? Her voice is soft, almost sweet. But this isn't a statue, it's a vow. The entire altar reacts to her presence. Symbols ignite on the stone. Pomegranate branches snap. The goddess touches the pedestal with a single finger, and the air fractures like cracked glass floating in space. And then you see it. The statue's past. Flashes of memories, not yours. Another woman's. Another mortal. Too beautiful to be ignored. Too loved by Zeus to be spared by Hera. You watch how she was betrayed, not by him, but by Hera. Transformed, frozen in stone as punishment, but still alive. And Hera never forgets. She turned the lover into sculpture, and the sculpture into a beacon of destruction. Every mortal who dares to come close feels the same pull and suffers the same curse, because the object you touched carries a living memory of vengeance, and now it carries you. From the corner of the hall, a figure appears. Aphrodite. She laughs. You really think Hera kept a souvenir just for nostalgia? That woman crafts art out of her own curses.
You scream, but your voice doesn't leave your throat. It escapes through your eyes, liquid, white, burning. The ground beneath you disappears, and for a moment you float, suspended in the void, caught between now and never. The temple is gone. Hera is gone. Aphrodite? Just a shadow, smiling in the corner of your mind. You're inside the statue, inside the living memory it holds. And what you see was never meant to exist. A secret chamber beneath Olympus, hidden even from the other gods. There, Hera keeps relics of her greatest curses. Statues, bones, black mirrors where female faces still cry. All of them human, all of them punished. For desire, for beauty, for daring to touch what Zeus left behind. You see one of them open her eyes inside the marble. She tries to scream, the sound breaks like stone cracking. And then a familiar face, Medusa, but not as a monster, as a woman, a priestess, cursed not by Athena, but by the jealous wars of the gods. Hera appears in the vision, serene, eternal, caressing the foreheads of the victims as if they were daughters or trophies. And you understand, the goddess of marriage doesn't destroy those who challenge her power. She transforms, preserves, displays. You're just another piece in her museum of horrors. And still, she doesn't look angry. Hera's voice whispers behind you. Marriage without punishment isn't really marriage at all.
You crash back into the temple. Your body hits the ground as if it had fallen through centuries. Your breath falters. Your blood pulses with a different color now. You try to stand, but your hands are no longer hands. They're claws attached to fingers stretching against your will. Black feathers tear through your skin. It's not magic. It's forced evolution. It's punishment reshaping flesh. You hear a sound, like distant bells. No, chains. The temple doors burst open, and from them they enter. Impusai. Creatures half woman, half nightmare. Eyes on fire, teeth of iron. Created for a single purpose, to ensure the transformation is complete. You run. The goddess's hanging garden stretches before you, but there is no refuge. Flowers close like mouths, trees twist like serpents. Even Olympus's nature obeys Hera, and she wants you to suffer. A lightning bolt explodes beside you. You glimpse someone in the distance. Ares? No. Hermes, maybe. Or just another illusion sent by Hera to witness your fall. Everything is collapsing. But then, you see it. On the floor,
a cracked mirror, and inside it, something glows. It's not your reflection. It's a key, a way out, or a trap even deeper. You kneel, touching the glass with hands no longer human, and you must decide. Do you run or face what you're becoming? Because if you go on, the monster you give birth to might be feared more than any curse Hera has ever made.
You touch the mirror, and the mirror pulls you in, not with force, with familiarity, as if it had known you before you were ever born. You're thrown into a hall of black light. Stars spin across the walls. This is not the mortal world, nor Olympus. It's the space between curse and eternity, the reflection of Hera's throne. She is there, unveiled, undisguised, hair loose, eyes glowing like freshly drawn blades. She is not smiling now. You touched what was mine, and worse, you enjoyed it. The ground cracks beneath your mutated feet. Your wings have already sprouted. Your eyes have seen too much. Your skin pulses like that of a hunted animal. But even so, you face the goddess. Hera lifts her hand, the air bends around her fingers, and a golden chain forms. She doesn't want to destroy you. She wants to bind you, as she bound all the others forever. But something inside you resists, something ancient, a power not born of Hera, something she fears. The statue, the woman inside the stone, the living memory of the first betrayed lover. She whispers, "Fight, not for me, for all of us." Energy erupts from within your body. You and Hera stare each other down. Power against power, desire against punishment, love against possession. Olympus trembles, mountains bleed, gods watch in silence. Do you believe in Hera's justice, or in the right to love, even if it's forbidden?
Epic and urgent, cinematic rhythm with sharp contrasts, fast in chaos, slower in revelations. No monotony, every line feels like survival. Everything stops. The air, the light. Even the sound of your own breath seems trapped in time. Hera doesn't move. You can't either. Both of you are frozen in the exact moment before total destruction. Then, a crack. But not in the ground, in the sky. A golden tear opens between the clouds. Something falls. Not like lightning, like a fruit, a golden apple. Perfect, radiant. It floats between you both, and when it touches the temple floor, the world screams. The Impusi flee, the mirror explodes. Even Hera steps back. A voice echoes, not Hera's, not yours. Eris, the goddess of chaos, sister of strife, daughter of discord. She emerges between burning columns, wearing a dress made of smoke and eyes that never blink. In her hand, the golden apple, engraved with a phrase no god dares to speak aloud. To the fairest. Hera stares at Eris like she's watching a nightmare come to life. This isn't your war, Eris. But the goddess of chaos smiles. Oh, Hera, you still don't get it. This was never about a mortal. It was always about what happens when even goddesses feel small. And Eris tosses the apple into the heart of the temple, between three sacred names: Hera, Aphrodite, Athena. The apple glows like a poisoned sun,
and suddenly time starts moving again, slow, precise, like a blade sliding down a neck. Hera steps forward. Aphrodite emerges between flowering columns, barefoot, wearing a wicked smile. Athena appears in bronze armor and cold eyes, calculating destruction like solving a flawless equation. 3 goddesses, 3 destinies, and 1 apple. To the fairest. You try to step back, but you're trapped, not by Hera's chains, but by the attention of all 3. Athena points her spear at you. You've seen too much. Now you decide. Aphrodite gently strokes your monstrous face, grinning cruelly. Choose with your heart, even if it's turning to stone. Hera simply watches, like someone who's already lost or already won. The apple floats between them, and to your surprise, it hovers over your hands. You've been cursed, transformed, hunted, and now crowned, with the power to decide which goddess deserves the title that could destroy Olympus. But any choice sparks a war between goddesses, between ideals, between what is beautiful and what is just. You look at each of them. Hera, the power of royalty, loyalty, and possession. Aphrodite, the chaos of desire, love, and hunger. Athena, pure reason, cold, lethal. And then they speak in unison. Choose. The word echoes through the temple, but it's Aphrodite who smiles first. Choose quickly. We don't have eternity yet.
You don't choose. Or maybe you do. But the apple never reaches divine hands, because before any name is spoken, the ground splits open. The temple sinks into absolute silence. The apple plummets into the abyss. You follow. There's no scream, no pain, only the impact of air tearing across your beastly skin as you fall. The 3 goddesses vanish above, like statues from a future tragedy. And Eris? She simply waves, with a look that says, "Now it begins." You tumble past endless columns. Below, eyes open in the dark. Not Hera's, not monsters. Judges. Judges of the underworld. Black chains spiral upward. The air shifts. Olympus is far behind. Now it is Tartarus breathing down your neck. And a voice whispers, calm, deep, immortal. The punishment was only the beginning. What comes now is judgment. You try to scream, but your vocal cords were left behind in the temple. You're no longer human, nor goddess, nor monster. You are something new, something the gods didn't create, something they can't control. And when you finally strike the floor of the abyss, someone is waiting. A man in a dark robe, a crown of iron, eyes pale as ash. Hades. He smiles.
You can barely stand. Your knees sink into the black earth of the underworld. Nothing grows here. Nothing dies. Everything simply waits. Hades watches you with interest, not with compassion, with curiosity, like someone who has found the missing piece of a 1,000-year game, or a mistake, or a weapon. Behind him, the river Styx flows in reverse. The dead whisper your name, a name you no longer recognize. You touched what belonged to Hera, but now you belong to me. He extends his hand, and what you feel isn't fear. It's a calling, as if your true destiny begins here. And before you can ask what he wants, the ground opens again. But this time, you don't fall, you sink. With him, with the underworld, with all the voices screaming for vengeance. If surviving Hera's punishment was already impossible, wait until you see what awaits you where even the gods fear to go. If you want to discover what lies ahead in the underworld, subscribe and turn on notifications. The next chapter is coming soon.